This is the Brick Commentary Central. You're listening to the BCC Podcast. It is Monday, July 11th of 2022, and you're listening to episode 315 of the BCC Podcast, with a whole new itinerary as of 10 minutes ago. I'm LQ. Joining me today is Ford. Okay. And also back this week is Leo.
Yes, I'm finally back and in a new location.
He survived the honeymoon, guys.
I did survive.
Leo, it sounds like something is burrowing in the background every time you speak. It wasn't like this until we started.
All right. Well, there is the fan in the bathroom. So everything. I'm in a new house.
Now it sounds mostly
right?
okay.
I'm in a new house, so everything is much closer than it was at the old place where I was.
You need to experiment with microphone positions.
Yeah, I might think about investing in just some foam I can put around myself, like the cone of silence, but foam.
They make like foams you could like circles that you can put around the microphone just to dampen noise.
I may look into that
for like $2 on Amazon.
Not with not a pop filter. This is like an actual like semicircle that goes around the microphone.
I mean, if it's your house, then I don't know, get some shock absorbers or something on the walls.
Yeah, I have a pop filter, Ford.
I'm not talking to you about pop.
Well, you were.
Yes.
I was. I'm not anymore. Get some those shock absorbing pads on your walls.
Also, Leo, don't bother pressing the mute button. The noise gate keeps it down when you're not talking anyways. The mute button's louder.
Nice.
It makes this obnoxiously loud clicking sound when you press the mute
Leo,
button.
You're making the rookie mistakes. You're better than that.
Well, look, man.
See, now you sound fine.
Fine?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we shall learn.
This is certainly an experimental episode, people.
I'm sure it'll be easier in the winter when there's not as many fans going, but
right, the heater will be running.
I don't think Leo's gonna need that in Texas.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, he's more in southern Texas, right?
I am deep in the heart of Texas.
I have no concept of what that means.
So I am along the line between trees and plain. Like that. I'm basically in this big transition zone between seeing anything green and any change in elevation of the land too.
So does that mean you get no snow or cold or anything?
It snowed for one day.
Okay, so there might be heating.
This past winter.
Okay.
It froze the roads. And I did not leave the house for 2 days.
I think their concept of snow is a bit different.
Yeah, it was not like the great blizzard of 2021, which shut down the power grid because all the wind turbines froze over.
Wow. Freaky.
Yeah.
It stopped snowing here 4 weeks ago.
You got snow?
No, up until the end of May, it felt like it. Though, so
snow in May?
Yeah, a little bit, maybe a lot. Winter was long this year.
It really was.
And then, isn't that what the groundhog predicted?
Well, the winter was long. The spring just didn't happen, and it just became summer.
I don't think spring is real. You know, it never really happens. It's just something cartoons
Spring isn't real. The flowers never come and bloom. Everything's terrible.
The flowers don't usually bloom until it's summer, until we're getting up 80 and 90 degree days.
No, they bloom in the spring, and it's quite beautiful. You just gotta know where to look.
It gets up to 80 or 90 degrees once the flowers start blooming. It's never like this time where we have 50 and 60 degree temperatures consistently. It just doesn't happen.
It's in the fall.
Yeah, the fall is real.
Mm-hmm. The fall is real. Spring, no. Spring equinox, what's that?
Spring is just a time when it can't decide if it's summer or winter yet.
Spring is just the time when the sun tilts. Just a little bit. You know.
I'm trying we didn't have an episode last week because it was 4th of July, and then I was going to try and do it on Wednesday, and then my power went out.
Oh yeah, how's that
So,
going?
I mean, it's
I mean,
back.
I guess you got it back.
Yeah, it's back.
Naturally.
So,
Or are you? Wait, is it back for real, or are you live from the library?
it's for real, and I haven't been to the library in half a decade.
Well, that explains a lot.
I don't know even where I'd have to get a new library card. I did read a book recently. So,
You've read exactly one book
Yeah.
very recently. After how long?
5 years.
All right, lifetime achievement right here.
Was it brick by brick?
Close. It was Disrupting the Game from the Bronx to the Top of Nintendo.
That's right, Reggie's book.
Yes, Reggie's book. It's pretty good. It's very similar to Brick by Brick, actually.
His body was ready for that book, but was his mind?
So what I've learned, actually, anyway, if you like Nintendo, I would recommend this book. I've learned Reggie thinks very highly of himself. I feel like there's a lot of the stories might be a little bit one-sided, but it does give a lot of good advice and insight, and
Would you say that
things the company could be doing better at now.
Would you say that his thoughts on himself are healthy or not?
He seems to have done okay. He was divorced, though, and then he, doesn't talk about his ex-wife at all, except for the point where the first time she's brought up is when he gets divorced in the book. So, which is kind of odd because it spends a lot of time in his childhood and his young adult and his children and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. He's a businessman, obviously. He's not going to be a guy you want to look to for moral advice, but he does have some very sound business advice, I think.
Business?
Yeah. Business is important.
I don't look to Reggie for his moral advice, but I got his book.
Well, his book isn't on moral advice, it's on business advice. That's what all the reviewers on the, Nintendo news sources I follow are this book is talking about business all the time, and it has to say stuff like it's important to be nice to your coworkers in business, and, who needs to learn that? Well, probably you, if you're writing that.
Actually.
It's actually a thing that most people need to learn. Because... Yeah. And then you go in and look at, the profile picture for the person that wrote the review, and, this person definitely could actually learn that.
Profile pic?
Huh?
Was I anime profile pic?
No, it was a person of ambiguous gender.
So an androgynous individual, you're saying?
Yeah, their bio sounded very angry, too. So
it was David Bowie.
Kind of, yeah. They seemed like a very angry person. Well, and they didn't really like the book. They didn't only focus on Nintendo, the majority of Reggie's life was not in Nintendo, so I kind of figured that only the last half would be Nintendo. Apparently other people thought everything was about them. So, in fact, I found the chapter on Pizza Hut most intriguing.
Pizza Hut? He worked at Pizza Hut?
He worked for PepsiCo back when it owned it, and he was under the Pizza Hut division.
Reggie pioneered I just lost all respect for him.
Reggie pioneered the marketing for the Bigfoot pizza.
I remember that.
I'm not sure if you do, because that was in the mid-90s.
I remember it. I'm a 90s kid.
Leo, you're a little bit younger than me.
Okay, look, I was the most 90s kid of both of you.
Now, the thing is, I do remember it, but I think it is a different...
And I don't know what it is.
This was a 93 campaign. This was pre-9/11. I feel like there might have... I feel like Pizza Hut did do something... Didn't they actually do one that was shaped like a foot?
Maybe.
Wait, so they made a pizza that was shaped like a foot?
No, this was just basically... It was... their answer to all the cheap pizza chains getting huge pizzas for really cheap, so they made a pizza with lower quality ingredients and a larger size.
Yeah, I remember that continued into my life.
That sounds terrible.
Well, it actually did end up hurting their reputation in the long run.
So it was awful?
No, it was actually fine for the price, but then it made people forget that pizza actually had better tasting pizza as well.
It made people forget that pizza was actually good at some point.
Yeah, Leo, I'm looking through it. It did not go past the mid-1990s. Really? I have some similar memory to you of this too, but it must be something different.
I guess so.
Oh, I gotta look this up. Jeez.
Also, I found a Foods We Love wiki while looking this up.
Oh, it looks
Tell us
terrible.
what foods did we love?
Gator gum.
I
It
have
looks
no
like
memory of this.
Gatorade, but gum.
That sounds terrible.
They have
Gatorade
Planters
already
cheese
tastes
balls
bad.
on here, which I always see on like foods that are gone, but I've seen these in the store. Yeah, in 2018 they returned. And personally, I'm not really loyal to a brand of cheese balls. I think that Cheetos are better. But
I mean, puffed cheese is puffed cheese.
Cheetos aren't quite as puffy though, they're crunchier, and that's why I like them better.
Cheetos are forever.
Here's a pop called Surge.
Like Mark Surge of Hero Factory?
Yep. It was done by Coca-Cola. It was a Norwegian soft drink.
Does it have better branding than Mark Surge?
Here, let me just bring up what I'm looking at.
Right. I am waiting.
I am waiting
eagerly.
too. But I don't know. There we are.
I want to see the Furno soda next.
There we are. This stuff. I definitely did not see this.
Huh. I guess we got to go to Norway now.
Yeah, it looks like some weird off-brand monster. Oh no.
It originally was Mountain Dew Killer.
Looks sketchy.
Interesting. It's like it would give you problems.
This stuff, I remember this stuff.
What?
The colored ketchups.
You poured trash all over those fries.
It's
not
just
look
ketchup, but
appealing.
instead with
It's
red dye, it's with
chum.
purple dye.
Ew.
It looks kind of fun.
It hurts my brain. It's like they took... I guess my brain is expecting it to be like melted marshmallows over it or whatever that were purple.
I mean, like if that were chocolate on like graham cracker or something, that'd be kind of cool. Like like food coloring with.
Were these
chocolate or something
discontinued?
like that.
Oreo
That's more
O's? I remember
insane.
these.
I remember those
Discontinued in
too.
Oh, I do remember
2007
those.
everywhere outside of South Korea.
That's interesting.
Oh,
Those
it came back in
Koreans,
2017. So a lot of this stuff came back.
Those Koreans, man, they like all kinds of weird stuff.
What is the Big Mac?
Sugar cookies.
What
from
is the
Squid
Big Rib
Games.
coming back?
Oh man.
It hasn't come back here in a long time, but when I'm traveling, I've seen it other places. Pepsi Blue.
There's a video I was recommended the other day about how to make a better Big Mac McRib at home.
I always see those, and they're like, "Oh, you can make it so much better at home." Like, yeah, obviously. The fast food. The point is you're sacrificing quality for convenience. If it's not convenient anymore, then there's other things I'd rather eat besides a McRib.
But usually, putting in the work is actually cheaper.
Not always. Not for like a sandwich, and especially not for something fried. It's very difficult to make fried food at home, like at the same price point they do with restaurants, because if you don't do it in bulk, it requires a lot of ingredients and a lot of time and prep work.
I mean, fried food, yes, but pretty much anything else, no.
What else do I get at fast food besides fried food?
You could get
Get something grilled.
Get the wilted leaves
Not fried.
that they sell you.
It's pretty easy to grill stuff. You don't necessarily need
Yeah, and that's why I
grill.
don't get grilled stuff when I get fast food.
Yeah. If you want grilled stuff, you go... I don't know, where do the kids go these days to get grilled food? Chick-fil-A has grilled chicken.
It does, and it's all right. I mean, Kevin brought a lot of salads back Saturday night because apparently one of their new prep people didn't know how to not over prepare, so we had a lot of the extra ones. And the Chick-fil-A salads are pretty good, actually. There's like a whole chicken in them. Well, a whole chicken fillet.
A whole chicken?
I would hope that there be some chicken in my chicken salad.
Like 4 whole chickens.
One of them did not. The Cobb salad doesn't have chicken.
This is sacrilege.
It has an egg.
The Cobb salad generally has an egg.
I mean, okay.
Yeah,
It's
I
pretty
know what you're
chicken.
talking about, Leo, because I saw a video like how to make a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich better at home. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure it is better, but part of the joy of Chick-fil-A is not only is it delicious, but I can get it instantly.
And it's basically just a straight way to get neurotoxin.
Whatever
I've
that
had
means, sure.
fast food in like so long.
Also, they're
probably
always
good for
comparing
me.
it to like one that they took from a drive-through, drove a half hour home, and then waited 3 hours while they cooked the other one. Fast food deteriorates very fast. You really have to eat it as soon as you get it.
Well, yeah, because they use all those weird rancid chemicals in them.
Well, that's why it's cheap, so I can appreciate it. See, Ford, I'm an American, and I count my blessings.
Okay. I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you make your own pizza? Like the crust and everything? Like
Well,
the crust, the sauce.
I mean, I'm not a huge pizza person.
We're not friends.
What?
No, I don't.
You see, because you're saying this, and I'm like, oh yeah, this guy put pineapple on pizza. No, we're not friends.
I mean, I actually ever choose pineapple. I just don't have an issue with people who do. And I would eat it if I was offered it.
You have no issue with anybody putting pineapple on pizza, and you would eat it.
No, I have more of an issue with people that just order plain pepperoni.
Okay. Ford, have you seen any episode of the 87 TMNT cartoon?
Yeah.
Where they order pizza?
Yeah.
Do you remember what they put on those pizzas?
I don't remember them putting pineapple on it.
No, because they put other things like pudding and graham crackers and fish.
These are turtles.
Yes.
They eat a
Pineapple,
lot of
fish, and
strange
olive
stuff.
sounds like it could be a good combination. Oh, now I am accidentally showing the stream stats. Why did it switch over from the Pepsi Blue article?
I feel like
What
we have disgusted each other.
I don't know. I think what
But no.
Liam needs to do is he needs to make some more food for himself.
Ford, you realize if I had time to cook for myself in these instances, I wouldn't be getting fast food.
We've had these conversations
that's
before.
the problem.
This is a repeat.
If you make more stuff for yourself, and we had plenty of conversations like,
And I've told you
asking
why
about
I don't do that. Because for one, I don't have a fridge all to myself. I don't have unlimited room to store stuff.
That's
But
why
you
he's looking
could.
for a house.
For
get a mini
another.
fridge.
No, I'm not going to just steal my parents' electricity for my own fridge.
Good.
Okay, all right.
If I would
Up
get
to
a fridge, I would use it to store
Look,
all of these like
enjoying the
specialty
fine-
flavors of
enjoying
pop
the-
I've been getting.
Enjoying the fine ingredients that the earth has to offer requires some compromise.
I've been getting very into buying local pop lately and trying
Okay.
it out.
that's
LQ.
a good start.
What are your scruples when it comes to stealing power from
Stealing-
the power grid?
It's mostly justified because they're making a huge margin and pretending they're not.
So
Okay.
it's not that much of a problem if you get yourself a fridge.
No,
Not for his parents. Not for his parents. Like, but he could make an electromagnet and put it underneath the transformer on the power lines. And as you know, the electric field changes because that kind of current, you steal energy from it, and basically have your own transformer that shunts it into whatever generator you're using. You have
Wait,
your own
is this
power.
like an actual thing you can do?
There's a guy who got arrested for it. There's
so
this
we
shack
can't do
built
it
beneath the
because somebody
transformer.
got caught. Okay.
Well, don't get caught. So what you do is you do it far enough away that, like, instead of going like directly to yourself, it goes to a dish, which is broadcasted to another dish, which you have a receiver from.
I feel like that would be much
Receive the
harder
power.
to do in the country where it's going to look really weird if there's a dish out in the middle of the grass.
Perhaps.
That's why you have to put it in a a nice location where it's going to blend in.
But no, Ford, you see, I completely acknowledge that homemade food is better than fast food.
Well, that's good. Glad we're on
I
the
think
same
that's
page with
just
that.
kind of obvious. I buy fast food because
I think you're overplaying the whole need for fast food, though. I mean, there's plenty of things you could do in lieu of fast food.
not
That's all I'm saying.
always. There are lots of people who are in positions where they need fast. They don't have time to cook.
I mean, look.
They-
I'll tell you every now and then, like, I'm at work and oh, whoops, I forgot my lunch. Guess I'm going to the Subway. Like, sometimes I'll do that. Does that count?
Yes.
Does it? Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Subway is fast food.
As long
Yeah,
as it's not
it's like-
Wendy's, because that's fan food.
Like it's
Fan
like
food?
$10 for your foot long, and it's not even a foot long.
Yeah, this thing, Subway changed all of their meats recently, and now they make me kind of
have.
sick.
Yeah, like they kind of make me gassy.
I think they're using some different preservative now, and it just doesn't set right with me.
Like their pepperoni just doesn't taste quite right.
I
Like,
never
it
got the
doesn't taste
pepperoni,
quite like
but
it.
yeah, so I just haven't been going there. Also, I don't like what Subway they've been doing now. Like, their sandwich artists are awful, and all my vegetables and sauce are on just one side of the sandwich.
They always did that.
They didn't used to here. They used to be better about it. And it's awful because then you just have one side which just doesn't have any flavor. And see, I've went to
You
Jersey
don't think-
Mike's
wait,
more
you-
after work,
You
but
don't
they're
think
expensive.
veggies have flavor?
No, they don't get vegetables on half the sandwich, so I don't get any flavor there.
What do you get on the other half?
The other half, they said all the vegetables are only on one half because they don't open the bread completely.
Right.
You're saying there's
they
just
don't cut
bread.
through it.
They don't
cut
Okay.
So yeah, I've been going, when I really want a sandwich, I've been going to Jersey Mike's instead, which is really good, but it's way more expensive.
They are pretty good.
Okay. Are there witches where you are?
I have not seen one before.
What's a witches?
Let's see.
A witch?
Is it gonna put a curse on me or something?
No. It's saying it's like.
I
for
recall,
witch-
I think
witch
you told me
sandwich.
some of this when I was down there. Yeah.
Yeah, I pointed out to you. It's in the science building here on the university.
They look
But,
very
you know,
nice.
They make sandwiches, and the best thing about it is that
This is,
like if you custom make your sandwich, you choose your meat, you choose the bread, and then you can add as much cheese as you want, and
That's
there's no
rare.
limit to toppings after
Can
a
I,
point.
can I tell them to get me a big bacon, egg, and cheese the Aki way?
I don't know. The worst I've ever done to them is that I check every box when it comes to the toppings. And so-
I always
so-
did that with Subway when I was in college, because then I got the most food out of it.
Well, like so, it's like the densest sandwich you ever eat. You also have to eat it with a spoon because you have all the dressings on it. Too.
Oh, but
And I get the worst looks from the people whenever I've done it.
yeah. I wish they weren't so judgmental.
But you
I'm
know,
gonna
when
go-
you do
I'm
the
gonna
witch
go-
witch challenge, you have to do it properly.
I'm gonna go into this place and get the bubble bass order.
Hmm. Well, everything looks
Yeah,
pretty
the
good
full
except for
password.
this, a black bean avocado sandwich.
Well,
Those
they have to
look-
appease the vegetarians somehow.
That looks good though, whatever's on that roast beef.
Yeah, they also have a decent meatball sub.
See, I usually don't get meatball because meatballs are actually incredibly cheap.
But they're so good.
They also don't. I like when I get a sandwich, I usually want something that tastes a bit more fresh.
Hmm.
It's
I
like
Do
don't-
not get the meatball subs at Subway. They're ugh.
I'm generally looking for something more
Their
flesh.
sauce, their sauce tastes like salsa. Ugh.
yeah, I can get that, Leo. Just if I want more flesh, usually I don't go to a sandwich because when I get a sandwich, I want lots of vegetables. Just with enough flesh to balance them
He
out.
literally wants a salad on his sandwich.
I like bread and meat, but I also like vegetables. I'm not someone who
shame.
like discriminates against food groups.
You put a little lettuce and tomato,
Mhm.
and you get some red onion.
It's like
Mm.
I would.
I've been putting oil and
okay,
vinegar on every sandwich
you
now
would literally
lately.
be
Just
the
enhances it.
Liam would literally be the person who'd be like, "I want the BLT. Hold the B."
No, I wouldn't. I just
No,
said I
you
don't
wouldn't.
discriminate against any of the food groups.
Ford, you're
want every-
extrapolating.
Oh, do
Fuck
you?
mushroom
Oh,
list.
do you now?
No. The
No,
only
no,
way
the
they
BLT, the BLT is already discriminatory. You got 2 vegetables and 1 meat.
Ford, I'm starting to be concerned about your diet. Though
Also
that's becoming
concerned
a
about
big
Ford.
thing now. Have you guys noticed that the carnivore diet's becoming a huge thing?
Yes, actually.
Like just eating meat.
Yeah, just meat.
Yeah,
Where they
I have a friend who was on it for a while, and it helped clean him up. He's now adding spices to his meat, so he's improving.
Well, that's
that's
better than
good.
some people, because some people say like you should never even eat spices. So I found the weird thing about this diet I found is a lot of the people on it are former vegetarians. They're like, well then, yeah, you probably do have a bunch of overload of toxins in your body if you only ate vegetables before. That doesn't mean not everyone needs to not eat them now just because you screwed yourself up previously.
Yeah, like all these things, like going carnivore or like keto or paleo or GAPS, they're all for if you have a specific condition.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're
Yeah,
not.
like
You
I
have
know,
oh, I'm doing this work for me, so you should do it too. It's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. There's this. Shoot. Somebody who I was following, they had to switch to a carnivore diet because they had some kind of autoimmune, like, problem.
Yeah, and that's when it's used.
And that pretty much cured it. So
Yeah, but now it's becoming, the thing is, these things always start as a good idea for a small group of people to a movement. And that's when it gets annoying. And then I can't even believe the people that are actually part of that small group because everyone's been doing it because it was trendy, like with gluten, or before that was peanuts. You guys remember when we were young and being allergic to peanuts was the cool thing? I know you do, Ford.
it was never the cool thing.
It was never
the
the cool thing.
It was the
No.
real... No, it
No,
was
it was not the cool
That was
thing.
a time where every
because-
cafeteria had a nut-free section.
Awesome.
Yeah, I remember that.
That...
No, I never went to like.
No,
Those
this is like
there. I just
mall
brought my
food
own
courts
lunch.
even had them at that point.
No, they didn't.
They
No,
did.
They didn't.
And a lot of places did.
I don't remember
Places
that.
near you, but not me.
And that's when we started having to put nut signs on everything.
Well, that's still the case.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do people really think that people with allergies like me are that stupid?
Well, the thing is, most
Like, I
of,
actually,
Ford,
I did
most of them
actually
aren't
have to
actually
think about
worried
this
about
today.
being allergic to it. Most of them are looking for a point to sue people. That's why they're
well,
there.
yeah, yeah.
The most
And
oppressed
you
group
know,
of all.
that is something you got to be worried
Peanut
about, I guess, as a
allergies.
business, right? Because like something like that could destroy you.
Well, it's like now, like I was
Um,
looking up going into like Cedar Point, and they have a thing like we are not responsible if you get COVID. Why is there nothing that says we're not responsible if you get measles? Because it's just the buzzword thing. It doesn't make any sense.
Replace, yeah, you could actually literally replace that with any disease.
Mm-hmm.
I'll refrain from my next choice, but I think you know what it is.
But yeah,
Oh,
that's
oh not shingles.
so no, Ford. I am not
Yes,
against
the
meat. You should
shingles.
know I am very for meat, but I just
know
like
you are.
everything. If I don't get enough like fresh vegetables and stuff, I just don't feel good. I like a variety of food, and if I'm not getting a little bit of everything, then I start to crave it.
This is true.
I don't know. There are ways where you could get a little bit of everything in something. You know, in just one thing.
Oh yeah,
When
like
I
a
go-
sandwich.
Go to the
Try,
hot dog
like-
stand. I say, make me one with everything. And then
Why
I
don't
send
you
it to
try like
Nirvana.
meal prepping some burritos? That might be good.
Well, because I can just buy them frozen for cheaper. It's like 78
I
cents.
feel like-
You're not getting the point.
I also feel like if he did that when he went to his refrigerator, the burritos would be gone.
Yeah, that too.
Given the amount of people in your house.
That's why you need to get your own
We've
refrigerator.
been
now we
over this
circle back.
again.
You see, this would solve so many of your problems.
See, I've tried doing meal prep before. The problem is storage, time, and how long it keeps. Remember,
okay,
I'm on a schedule where
I've given you the answers.
no, we've
okay?
given you why they're not
I've
the answers.
given
I'm
you
not
the
getting to
solutions.
argue
Get
that.
your own fridge freezer.
We have returned.
And also-
to the,
I don't even have room for one of those.
You can make room.
No, I can't.
he
They
needs his
make
own
all
house.
kinds of different
I
shapes.
almost bought a house today.
I know.
Oh,
It
man.
was sad.
But yeah,
I
no,
read that and it actually made my heart drop a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
ah.
but yeah. Oh darn! Now I lost my train of thought. No, but look, the thing is also when I'm going through my work week, I am completely demotivated to cook anything. Like it depresses me so much to cook when I get home.
Then don't do it when you're done your work week. Do it before you start your work week.
I'm doing
Yeah, but he
other
needs to
stuff
relax.
then. Yeah, that's the thing is about the way my shifts work. and
Playing video games is not other stuff.
Yes, it is.
actually, it is something I need to do because
It's
literally,
not something you need to do.
when you don't get
Lord.
evenings off and you're just working and sleeping and doing nothing else for 3 days straight, you have to learn how to basically just do nothing for your own survival. It's because you don't know how losing those decompression hours really builds up on you.
I mean, I know how it is because I've worked 12-hour shifts before. I know what it's like.
And remember, I not only 12-hour shifts, but with an hour drive each way for me. Yeah.
Thank you. I have your solution.
Yes.
You should get married.
Well, I've thought of that too, Leo.
How's it going on that front?
Well, no, it doesn't.
You know how it's going forward.
Just, wanted to hear from him.
No, but yeah, that's a thing that would make it easier. I mean, I used to take, back when, we had more family meals and stuff and things weren't as crazy here, I would take leftovers and stuff for lunch. But just the state of the household has been in, things have been pretty crazy with my family the past years. And it's getting really hard to do that, so I just get frozen meals because they're like $2 and they're good enough for work. But sometimes I forget to bring my lunch in the morning because I wake up and I'm so exhausted and I just say 5 more minutes in bed, then I have 3 minutes to get out the door.
Every day I wake up.
So.
I wake up.
Yeah.
Well, I know something that
Reggie,
will
yeah, look, here's Bowser.
Yeah, Bowser. The mighty Bowser.
So, this set came out of nowhere recently.
Finally, something useful with a Nintendo license.
Yeah, it's better. This is why, if people didn't realize that I actually purposely kind of avoided talking about LEGO for the first part of this. If you listened to our last episode, which, Leo, did you listen to that one by chance?
Was that the one with Pen Plays?
Yeah.
I have not had the chance yet.
I would recommend listening to it because it gives a lot of insight on the current state of LEGO and why, it's screwed up.
Basically, LEGO has become like every other hobby. Depressing.
Good news is it's probably going to last about a year, then they're going to have to kind of even out the prices again. Because right now, if you saw there's a list like released for Barnes & Noble earlier today, basically anything under $70 is not getting a price increase. Anything over $70 is getting a $70 price increase.
What?
Basically.
There's some $50 sets.
It's not all, it's not all 70, but a lot of anything over like 200 gets a $70 price increase, basically.
Well, no one will buy them.
Yeah, exactly. No one's going to buy these, but
I will
LEGO
say,
corporate thinks we're stupid.
Seeing the $50 price hike on the Treehouse makes me really glad that I got it for cheap last year.
Yeah.
At a Barnes & Noble.
I thought the price hike was...
At a Barnes & Noble, yeah.
I had thought that set was retiring.
I thought so too, but I guess
I was already retired.
Yeah.
maybe got a reprint or something like that.
But
I got my copy for half off.
But yeah,
half off with the new prices.
But that's why people who are listening to this podcast, longer term know I don't like to just go into this mode where things are just bad and getting, being done with it. I'm not going to buy any big sets for a little bit from LEGO now because I feel like they think I'm stupid. And I feel insulted at, okay, this isn't technically a horrible price per piece ratio for the Bowser one. In fact, I think the ones they're raising it on are way worse than the newer ones. But
how many pieces is it?
Oh, this is October 1st, so it should be after the price. This is $2,800. So still $270. We would have had a much better price per piece ratio in the past, especially because there's no minifigures here. This would have been like a $200, $230 at most set at one point.
I mean, it looks very compact.
I mean, so we're going to not talk about the price that much. I'm not going to get this because of the price, and that's why it's a bit harder to talk about. In the past couple years, I've had more money being out of college and having an alright job. I was able to buy quite a lot of LEGO, and I did buy quite a lot of LEGO where it was...
a lot of Ninjago.
Yeah. Well, not even just Ninjago. I bought the Home Alone house.
You did.
I bought the bonsai tree.
You supported the Barnacle set for Bricklink.
Yeah, that's true, too. So I was actually spending quite a lot of income on LEGO because it made me pretty happy, too. But now I'm going to spend even less because everything's too expensive to the point I can't even spend that median amount anymore. And I'm like, well, what's the point? I'm going to try and get those crystallized sets still, but I was going to get them all at launch originally, and now I'm not.
Maybe time for you to change hobbies.
Yeah,
I have other hobbies, but...
Yeah, like I said this last week, like I used to be at a point where like I was making enough money where I had like so much money that I could just blow on Lego. Like I'd get at least
And you
one
did.
set. And I did. You see my place.
You have no space for it.
I have no space.
It's a problem.
But like I was able to literally just be able to get one set every week, like under $100 every week. It was great. And now, I mean, I can't get anything.
So yeah, and as far as like I said this in the last episode, I'm not going to just drop the hobby because it's in a rough patch right now. I don't believe in doing that with hobbies.
I don't
believe in doing that with anything, but I do think it's going to be like until next summer, and when Lego sees it drop in, profit, that we're going to get stuff better.
Because like they'll still probably break even, but it won't be as big, I reckon.
I actually think it might be a loss.
You think so?
I think so. I think it's going to have a tremendous, because they're putting out so many sets, and I don't think they're going to sell as many as they're putting out.
And the important point that Penn made was that everybody's noticing, especially parents.
All right. Quick question. They opened a factory in China, right?
Yes.
How long ago was that? It was like
it's got to be 10 years or more at this point.
Like 10 years.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
So, and didn't they open one? They've had one open in Mexico in cheaper places. Like,
you still there, Leo?
Yeah, I'm thinking through the thought I have.
You're supposed to do this before you say it.
Yeah. Well, that's not how my train of thought works. but mostly, so they're in fairly cheap manufacturing places. I know they still do a lot of pieces. They still manufacture a lot of pieces on the continent, on Europe. Like, I can't imagine materials have gone up this badly, even with all the strains with oil.
We talked about it with Penn last week. I can recommend going. He said this is actually something they've wanted to do since before the pandemic, just because they want to see that bottom line keep increasing. That's the only reason.
If they want the bottom line to keep increasing, they should keep doing quality products.
Because I brought up the whole point where like plastic has gone up by like 5% every month since the beginning of 2021.
Yeah, Lego makes
that doesn't factor into that decision making.
For those that didn't listen to it, first off, go and listen to it. That was a great episode. Second off, Penn's credentials is he worked for them for a long time, and he has a lot of connections, people who still work within the company. Lego makes ridiculous profit margins off of every set. Like ridiculous profit margins. This price increase, they're not eating any cost like they claim. That was just absolute garbage, and that kind of ticked me off at them as well, that they tried to even pretend that.
I mean, when Games Workshop raises their prices, I expect that because they're scum, but when Lego does it hurts different. Yeah,
and we talked about this in the episode too. Is like everyone that's in management at Lego now was not around during their recovery in the 2000s.
They've forgotten their lessons, haven't they?
Yep, they have. And a lot of people, he even mentioned, remember when they had that one year they had a loss in the mid 2010s? And then they laid a bunch of people off, like Kevin Hinkle.
Oh, mid-10. Yes, I do remember that.
So apparently, the majority of people they laid off were people that brought them out of the financial crisis they had in the 2000s.
Right.
They laid off the wrong people.
Yep. So, yeah, let's move on from that. Again, anyone wants to know more about that, let's go listen to that episode. Let's just talk about this set objectively for a moment.
It does look fantastic.
It does look very nice.
I haven't seen this much shaping from, like, it looks like an action figure, like some model you get from Figure Arts or whatever. It's just,
the eyes look a little bit more surprised than I would like, but other than that,
I think like the way the head comes together, it's just like, wow, like I can't believe you get that kind of shape.
Also, it moves. You hold these little things that it controls like a puppet,
and it can breathe fire.
Yep. It could have a much better box. Another thing, also, they could have cut the stand from this. That's just inflating the price.
Yeah, that's just eating parts.
But does it talk about how tall he stands?
It looks like here it does.
Zoom in. Will he wide? Is that
Nearly a foot. 11.5 inches.
A foot tall.
that's
Okay.
impressive?
All
That's
right,
very
guys.
impressive.
Now do Mario.
Same scale.
Yeah, look at all the curves on that shell.
If they
Also,
did Mario in the macrofig style, do you think he'd be about up to par?
I think so. I think it could do a
Good,
great
yeah.
Mario.
I mean, if you could do this,
Yeah.
come on. Mario ain't that hard. Now, I did read somewhere that this is compatible with the whole system they've got going on.
Yeah,
with
apparently
the
the
stuff.
Mario thing can fight it. I'm not too concerned about that.
Which I mean, like
That's
good,
cool still.
That's really good synergy.
I'm glad they're keeping
It does
that in
look
mind.
like there's an
Yeah.
angrier mode for Bowser's eyebrows, too. I'm not
Yeah,
sure. It looks like
moving
from this
them.
angle.
Do you not move your eyebrows to emote?
Nah.
If you're
don't move-
VeggieTales, you don't.
you
'cause
don't-
Your entire eyes moved.
Mm. But yeah, if it was cheaper and the world economy wasn't in shambles, I'd probably get this because we talked about other hobbies. Well, what's my other hobby? Besides
Now's
food?
the perfect time for you to get into Warhammer with me.
Leo, now's probably, from what I hear, is Warhammer fans don't even want to be in a Warhammer
It
right
is
now.
the worst time.
Why do people even like Warhammer? It's terrible. Not like terrible, like it's a terrible thing, but like it's just so depressing.
It seems like in the last 5 years, it's gotten drastically worse than it used to be.
Well, there was a period of time where it was actually pretty good. Like I thought, like at the beginning of in 2020, at the beginning of the 9th edition for 40K, I thought it was great. I thought they had their handle on the game, on the rule sets and everything. I thought it was great. And then the first two codexes were well balanced and fought well with each other. And then they started releasing more that just tipped the scales, and we just realized, no, this sucks. They don't know how to write rules anymore.
I don't, from what I hear, that's not even people's main issue. One of the things like Games Workshop, like saying no more fan content.
Oh, that also sucks.
Isn't, like that just flies in the face of everything they stand for, though.
Well, it's because they made their own streaming platform.
It's like no
Yeah.
more fan content. What's that mean? Like no, like
it means that
no
they
games
hire
that the fans can make.
They hired all the people who were making the really cool and well done fan animations for their streaming service, and then put them under NDAs and legal trouble if they ever left to do it again.
But didn't they also say that like
Basically
other
made them
people can't
wage
use their
slave.
properties for like their own like fan fictions, basically?
Correct.
Which it's literally a game about making fan fiction.
Yeah,
Correct.
like the whole point is to like DM and all that stuff. Like, what are you
Not
doing?
as much. Warhammer's not exactly a role playing game exactly,
But it
not
is
like,
your
But I mean, it's
dues.
a
But it
it's
is,
a
yeah.
tabletop that requires different scenarios.
yeah, no,
that
you
gotta
could see,
make up.
like, yeah, that's a big thing, and the fact that they're doing
And if you're
that.
basically incentivizing them not
Also,
to
I
do
don't
that,
think it's
then, like,
gonna
what's the
hold up
point
in
of your
most
thing?
countries' court systems.
Oh, it wouldn't. But the thing is that you'd have to pay legal fees.
Yeah, it's gonna get there eventually. It's just when.
But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, someone in England can do it. They've got nothing else going on.
They've got
Their
plenty going
cabinet's
on right
falling
now.
apart.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Like for some reason, in where I work, they have
Their
BBC
entire
playing
government is falling
24/7,
apart.
and just like all of it was about Boris's resignation for 13 hours straight.
And there's nobody there that will do a better job.
Uh,
And there's no one who could do a better job. But he was like the worst prime minister they've had in years.
I really don't know too much about
Yeah.
English politics because they're irrelevant.
Oh.
But
It's
I
It's
know,
very
I know what
relevant.
happened. I know what happened.
It's a lot more relevant than you think. But holy
No, England's
cow,
a
is it
completely irrelevant
cancerous.
country.
It's so bad.
England
Like, right
hasn't been
now-
relevant
right
since
now,
World
like,
War II.
Just to tell you just how bad it is. Like for
I know how
for
bad
you
it is. We
two.
don't need to get into it here.
Okay, like their solution.
Ford wants to talk.
To-
Ford, we
like,
don't.
they're-
Let's not do that here.
Okay, fine. Yeah,
That's
you're
what
right. It's the Lego podcast.
Not anymore.
We should be like the English. We just build more houses with Lego, apparently. Anyway,
Also, this box could be way better. I'm really getting sick of the 18+ boxes.
especially if you're gonna raise the prices on these things, make the presentation a little bit better.
Well, this would also be the instructions that have basically no
Oh,
graphic design in them.
the instructions. Yep.
Do you think they'll still have the kid on the back that says "win"?
No.
They haven't had him in years.
Yeah, I think
Really?
it's Lloyd win now.
Am I so out of touch?
Well, it actually yes, it actually depends on what sets you're getting. Like for some, it's Lloyd. For some, it's like some random dude.
I've actually been filling out those surveys recently because I've heard a lot of people do win them.
But have you won yet?
I haven't, but I also don't do it as much as I could with all the sets I get.
He's gonna keep filling out these surveys, people. He's just gonna be like, he's gonna be like 40. He's gonna be sitting in his basement of his home.
It's
that
not
he gets
as far
eventually.
off as you
He's
think.
just gonna be like, all right, this one I'm gonna win.
I mean, it takes like 2 minutes. And plus, then I can complain about the stuff they did wrong.
Oh, okay.
True. Like the instructions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When I get some of those, I'm gonna go right into there and talk about the price and the instructions.
I'll do it too.
All right, let's talk about the minifigure line. I feel like we touched on this in the LegoCon episode and said there wasn't a bunch to discuss, and there's not. It's not a great series, and it also has got. We talked about last week. They're switching to boxes. This one won't have boxes yet because boxes don't come until next fall.
Yeah,
so
just so stupid. Why?
So we've got some minifigures here. Let's just discuss the minifigures. Cardboard robot. Don't like it.
I think it's neat.
I don't like costume minifigures.
I just don't like this whole series because the costume minifigures.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just kind of like there's cool ways to do costume minifigures. You did it with like, the Halloween series and that like anniversary series.
The Halloween series was great, actually.
Yeah, the Halloween
because that
series
wasn't
was one
like
of the
these
best.
bulky, cheap looking costumes. It was actually like monster minifigures.
And some of them some of them were like they could either costumes or they could be monsters, like the guy getting eaten by the plant. Like that's a genius.
Why not do something like a one that combined is all castle and all space, like half castle, half space minifigures for a series.
Which is what I thought they were kind of do to bolster the whole thing with like the classic space and the castle set. But instead you're just doing like random things. And then here's the thing, like there's no like difference between a lot of them. They all have the same sort of structure. It's all like a big bulky helmet, big bulky stuff on the torso. I don't know. I just don't like it.
I don't really care for the. I mean, it's not hideous, but the captain here, I feel like we've gotten a similar captain, but without the boat in the past.
Looks like the captain from the Titanic.
Yeah.
It was Captain Morgan, right?
Exactly right.
Was it?
I don't know.
This, all honestly, too. Do you guys know the story of the Dead Chef's Party?
No.
So back in when Lego was having all those issues back in the late 90s, early 2000s, one of the things was they told him, we got to stop making superfluous elements here. We have 3 different molds for the chef. So then they canceled 2 of the molds and went down to 1 chef mold. And so, but Lego, the fans at the time were really mad about that. And there were posts on, I forget what forums or whatever it was at the time, the early 2000s version of Lego Community, where they posted all these mock stuff to, like, of funerals for the chef designs that were cut, and called it the Dead Chef Party. I might be implying my own name and my own spin on it, but that's basically the spirit of it.
What does this have to do with the Dead Chef Party?
That ship is a useless element.
Yes, this is true. But remember,
like the robot parts, actually, those could be used on other stuff. That's fine.
So,
but
okay,
this ship
this is something that the old guard at Lego never would have done. All right, but my question to you is: are they there anymore?
No,
we said they weren't.
Just making sure you remember.
But yeah, Healed Kurt Christensen has completely.
Yeah, they won't do more.
Right?
Yeah, on purpose. There apparently a lot of them, that's why some of the like separations occurred within the last 10 years. You know, like different groups and stuff, because people tried to distance themselves from parts of the community that are, hanging themselves.
Well,
yeah.
Ionic Michael.
So,
Ford, you don't
Ford.
need to be so vulgar.
Darn it, what was I saying before? Oh, but yeah, and the thing is, then they'll be like this. Obviously, CMFs have a different budget, and I get that. But then they'll be like cheap and like, we can't produce Dareth's face print in Ninjago set. I'm just like, that's stupid.
Also, like, that's another cool like idea for a series. How about like Lego original characters?
Yeah, and the people
Like,
have been wondering why they
you've
haven't done
done-
Ninjago one forever.
Like you've done like you could put in like a character from Ninjago or a character from like I don't know. You could put up
And remember-
like, that you had that original version of or that new version of Johnny Thunder. Put in like Pippin Reed or Dr. Kilroy or something like that.
Now remember, also I'm in the camp. I don't believe that's Johnny Thunder. It doesn't look enough like Johnny Thunder. It's inspired by him. Johnny Thunder has a very specific look which cannot be altered.
That is true.
Remember when Lego Universe tried to alter it?
No,
that didn't
because
go.
I didn't play that game.
You didn't. Oh, but you don't remember that?
I've
shown you this though.
I definitely remember reading about it.
They eventually changed it back, but in beta. Nope. Come on. There we are.
I don't see it. Can you like maybe zoom out a bit?
And I'm getting there.
Uh,
There we are. Beta Johnny
There
Thunder.
it is. That was weird.
why is he wearing glasses?
Because he's hip and cool. It's the 2010s.
Why does he have
Okay.
a whip?
Because he's basically Indiana Jones.
Yeah, so they
I guess
did
the
that once
bag is
before, and we
fine,
rejected it.
like,
But anyway, I get it. These have a bigger budget. Also, but the reason that they cut down to 12 is because people aren't buying as many CMFs anymore.
well,
And they
yeah,
thought,
too expensive.
the reason why is there's too many of them, not that they increase the price. And so now that just anyway. Moving on, we've got a reindeer costume. Which did we have this before? Because it seems familiar.
Not a reindeer, no. There's been like.
We
horse
have a
maybe.
variation of this
There's been a
kind
unicorn,
of
right?
costume in every single like mainline series that doesn't have a license attached. It's getting dull and it's boring, and I hate it.
Alt.
Yeah. Green dragon costume. We've had it before.
Sneak.
At least this one comes with some cool parts, and you could actually.
Yeah, but there's
Redo
nothing
it.
new here. Like nothing new except for the colors
But-
and the
but
molds.
it's-
Actually, I think
green.
this wing is new.
Yeah.
It's not the same as the video one. It doesn't have the
and-
spikes.
What about is the tail? Where's the tail?
There's a tail. I don't know if
One of
that
those,
one was
like,
used in
feet
video
that you slot.
previously.
One of the
I
ones you
don't know
slot
for
between the
sure.
torso, right?
But this would have been cooler if instead of like a dragon costume, it was just a dragon minifigure.
Right?
Well, you can
You've
just put a
got-
black
you've
head
got the
between it.
print
You
for
can
it,
do
too.
that,
Like,
but it
you've
is
got the
kind of
open
weird
mouth print.
still.
But
Yeah. Oh boy, a wolf costume. Is that the Rocket Raccoon
same
tail?
thing.
Yes, probably.
Same thing here. You could have just made this a wolf. I mean, these are coming out in September, right?
Popcorn
There you go.
costume.
Popcorn. I like
Now,
it.
okay,
Of course, the
This one
food
does have the short legs and what looks to be dark red, so that's kind of nice.
I think
but-
the one complaint is here
Does he
that has
come
no
with
accessories.
anything else? Yeah.
No,
It's just so boring.
I thought they
No.
usually like had a piece and then
they usually
were holding
do.
something.
And you know me, I love popcorn. I should be all over this, but no.
What
No.
about turkey?
Ah, finally, turkey.
I believe that's a rooster.
No, it's a turkey.
No, that's a turkey.
Is it?
Roosters
boy.
don't have tails like that.
No, no.
Ford, you need to get out
Ford,
of the
Why does
city
it come with a Why does it come with a pumpkin?
because of Thanksgiving. Obviously, the Danish company talking about American Thanksgiving.
I like Thanksgiving.
I'm
I
too
do too.
tired.
Yeah, for you, the people that live in a city, this is what a turkey kind of looks like.
Oh, I know what a turkey looks like.
No, you don't. We just
Yes,
had on
I
recording
do.
here. If you not knowing what a turkey, you thought it was a rooster. That does not look like. Look.
Yes, I know that it's a turkey. I'm just being funny.
No, you can't cover it up now. Look, This is a
Okay,
rooster.
yes. Thank you for showing me what a rooster looks like compared to a turkey.
This is a turkey. It's a much
Thank
more majestic
you.
bird. It was nearly our national bird, Ford. Not that one. That's not
Yes,
even
I
called
know.
turkey anymore. They changed their name.
Turkmenistan?
No, Turkey changed the name, or at least the spelling of their country.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Wikipedia should have that updated. Yep, there they are. That's the new spelling.
Meanwhile, on Wikipedia, Turkey, the country.
That's not even showing up, by the way I've had the browser cropped. This is what happens when I have to rewrite the show in the last 5
I've
minutes.
literally had turkeys wander out from the forest in my backyard. I know what a turkey looks like.
This is even more concerning then.
What, that I live
That you
near turkeys?
Yeah,
He's suffering from memory loss.
But yet you could not identify a turkey costume.
I don't like any of these costumes. They're terrible.
We have definitely gotten an elf before, and this is just another elf.
Oh, but
it's not even mid-legs.
But it's got a new hairpiece. Oh, I must consume.
Just too good, all over that.
Well, let's move on.
Oh no.
Knight of the Yellow Castle. Yeah,
I think it's neat.
it's okay. I mean, mid-legs and silver, that's alright.
What else are you gonna use that horse head for? What else are you
your
gonna
Lego
use
City
this
says.
I know.
Your Lego City.
Lego Godfather.
There you go.
I don't know. It's got to be bigger than that.
Oh no, it's perfect.
Not a full-size Lego horse head.
But this way, it fits better in a Lego bed.
Okay, you got me there.
And you just stick some transparent red studs on it.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Okay.
Lego's gonna regret this. Remember that
All
time
right,
they
I'll
condemned
get
the
behind
Breaking
that.
Bad mock?
Well, hang on. They've already got some red coming from it, so there you go.
That's clearly solid. You gotta have to trans red.
It is frozen solid blood coming from that thing.
I think this one's neat. It does
It's
a nice
alright,
homage
but
to
it's
the
not
Yellow
something I'd
Castle.
want.
I mean,
If you
it's
like the
literally
Yellow
just
Castle,
like-
you probably like this.
I can tell, like, I already can't find minifigures in the stores anymore. But this one, I'm never going to be able to find if I could. So.
Well, not that.
There's a
attitude.
lot
Well,
of
because
Christmas
people are
themed
gonna
ones
want
here.
that one.
Ooh, Nutcracker.
This one is probably one of the better ones.
I like that
One's
one a
good.
lot.
That one looks like it's got a lot of thought put into it.
This way, it doesn't feel like just
Though-
a costume. That's why.
I thought you'd complain that it can't move its jaw up and down.
Oh, whatever. I think one thing that
This
would
is
have
not
been
a
cool,
Nutcracker. It is clearly a rooster.
I think, yeah, right. One thing that would have been cool is if they had used the tall legs
That they don't have anymore.
that they actually have again.
They do.
Avatar. Tall legs are back on the menu, boys.
Has there been a reveal for that?
Yeah,
Did I miss
yeah,
it?
LegoCon.
You didn't see
Oh, I was busy.
it? You were on that episode. Oh no, you weren't on that.
No,
episode.
I
You were
wasn't on that
honeymooning.
episode. I was busy.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think like they
you should
should have
go-
brought back the tall legs and arms for this. That would have been cool. But whatever.
Yeah, it was probably before, because I'm guessing those elements were under lock and key at one point. I need to grab the thumbnail for this episode is changing.
Oh no. What have I done?
Okay, well, we go down another Christmas themed one. I didn't actually realize that this is
Okay.
mostly Christmas themed.
This one is probably the best of the bunch. To me.
Frosty.
It's
the
all right.
Frosty Snowman.
I'm cool with it.
And I actually just was getting a gift for somebody for their birthday at the Lego shop, and I'm like, hey, why don't I get the Santa sleigh? And I just built it, and it's really nice. And it has suspiciously enough room for 2 minifigures in the sleigh. So he'll be back on Christmas
Santa
Day.
and the Rooster.
Yes, the Rooster. The Rooster. The Rooster.
Why do you have to ruin the audio to make your joke? What episode is this?
The Rooster will
315.
be back on Christmas Day.
But yeah, no, this one's fine. Oh, another Nutcracker themed one.
The sugar plum fairy.
Well, I guess it's just a sugar fairy, but it has a candy cane.
That's neat.
Eh.
I got to see one of my cousins in Nutcracker last Christmas, so this is neat.
And that's it, because there's only 12 a series now.
Boy, truly we live in the age of decadence and decline.
Yes, this is true.
Can we reverse this? Probably. Do we want to? Chance.
Check back next year.
Yes, because the Lego's collectible minifigure series is the litmus test for the age we live in.
It's true.
All right. Where do we go from here? Do we go
can't
Fall
go
of
anywhere from
Rome,
here.
or do we go Enlightenment?
The
Well,
Enlightenment was a terrible time.
You're right, because the Enlightenment was the beginning of the end, which is now.
hey, there's still
Okay,
some pretty
so-
cool stuff.
okay, how about
On
this?
Sunday I went out and I played
Rome
Pokemon Go,
or-
and that was pretty fun.
Okay, Fall of Rome or Renaissance?
What are we
Well-
doing?
No, Ford. No, none of those things happen. It'll just rhyme. It's not going to be the exact same thing.
William, the way you said that sounds like you just said none of those things happened.
The Renaissance did... Michelangelo? Who's that guy?
I've seen David. It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Sistine Chapel?
Oh, that's right. You have seen that. I always forget you've been to Italy, Leo, because you just don't seem like the type of person they'd allow in Italy.
I have an Italian minor.
I know, and you don't really use it, so I kind of forget.
Oh, that's fair.
Can you even, say the names of these minifigures? Can you say Rooster in Italian?
I don't know the word for rooster in Italian.
How about turkey? Can you say that?
No.
See, Leo,
What
what were
what I
all
learned
those
was
years
names
of
for
school
food.
for?
I learned food.
Turkey is food!
But not in Italy! You don't eat turkey in Italy! You eat polo! You eat chicken!
Well, what's chicken?
And you have some garlic with it.
I
L'aglio.
prefer pollo.
Chicken dell'aglio.
Do you only prefer pollo because of Kirby?
No, because
Because
it's
the
chicken.
Curvo.
It's because of
Pollo.
KFC Espanol. I'm disappointed in you, Leo.
I can watch the Irishman scene without subtitles.
Well, I can do that too. I can watch Squid Game without subtitles and basically understand what's happening.
But do you know what you're saying?
Honestly, basically, yeah.
Like, no, you don't.
Like,
don't
they
lie.
convey enough emotion that you can basically get the point of what's going on.
For all we know, he could have been doing Korean on Duolingo for 10 years now.
I'm really not a language person. I did take Spanish for 4 years.
Oh, I definitely know that you're not a language person.
If I was gonna learn a language, I'd probably learn, Greek.
You should learn Hebrew
I mean,
and Greek.
that would be a good one too, but Hebrew is much harder.
I would love to learn Italian, but I do need to brush up on my Spanish.
Forget Spanish. Just learn Italian.
And I just feel like there's not gonna be enough times I'd use it that I'd actually retain it. If I learned Hebrew and Greek, I'd probably use that more so, but that's just, I'm not a person to read, as we established, so I'm better at talking about the stuff with people who do know those languages. Alright, well, we've actually managed to fill the whole airtime. And, oh, look, it replaced itself with a graph of our viewership. How delightful.
Funny.
Yeah, well, for last minute change up, I had a much better episode planned for today. I had a really awesome game that I want to play when we have more people. So hopefully we get a chance to do that next week. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever we schedule a live stream. Join the Discord server for updates on whenever we have a new episode. You will hear it there first, even if it's only a few hours before. We are kind of on Twitter. I've kind of lost interest in that as well. So don't check us out there, but check us out on Rumble.
Give it back to Orion. He'll do stuff with it.
No, he didn't. That's why I did it again. He still has it. He just hasn't done anything with it.
I see.
It's still
Ryan
technically
just
his
hasn't
job.
been on Twitter in general.
Well, he's probably busy doing more constructive things than being on Twitter.
Well,
Like painting.
like throwing up is what he's doing right now, I think.
That's why he's not here.
Yeah.
Apparently.
So, yeah, be sure to check us out every week, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Monday. For Ford, Leo, myself, LQ, thank you for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.